Welcome back to LUTN. I have Dr. Phillips and Dr. Burke here with me today to talk about their humanitarian experiences. How are you guys doing?
Very well, thanks.
I appreciate you guys being here. Dr. Burke, can you tell us a little bit about the Gros Institute?
Sure, Luis. The Gros Institute started last year. It's an institute that's meant to really develop interfaith collaborations for justice. Interfaith and intercultural. So we're really looking at any person who's passionate about justice and trying to train them in dialogue, in identifying what the next steps for justice are, and particularly acting for justice.
Perfect. It's one thing to talk about it and speak about it, but it's an entirely different thing to act on it and get into the scene about it.
Yeah, and in the university, you know, we talk a lot and we think a lot.
Right.
But the important thing is we need to act.
Of course, I agree. And what are some ways to encounter new levels of interfaith connections and collaborations with current social justice issues occurring today, do you think?
I think that both of those things intersect very naturally because everyone has a common stake in growing justice and developing the common good, right? So if we gather and network with people of different traditions and of no tradition and look at the justice issues before us, it is in all our interests to work side by side and put those values and our zeal for justice into action.
Agreed. You guys have an event upcoming on October 17th for the Gros Institute. Can you guys tell me a little bit about that?
Sure thing. It's, we're actually having a peace teach-in that's focused on moving or changing the narratives of fear and chaos into ones that connect us as human beings. And so the peace teach-in is October 16th through the 18th. We have a marvelous roster of events. Centered in that on October 17th is a keynote presentation, which is also the second Brother Jeffrey Gros Memorial Lecture. And it's going to be presented by Dr. and Mrs. Salul. And Christy can fill you in on their backgrounds and what they're going to focus on.
Please do.
They're a really exciting pair of speakers, obviously married to one another, and Mrs. Salul is an alum of Lewis, but they both are Syrian American, and Dr. Salul has dedicated much of his life and taken great risks to provide medical care in some war-torn areas of the Middle East, particularly their home of heritage, Syria. And then also Mrs. Salul, Suzanne Salul, has done work within the area and developed a nonprofit called Syrian Community Network. And they're doing a lot to support some of the refugees from the war in Syria. And so they're just inspiring examples of what it means to put our words into action.